And that's how it went, everyone. They remained right here, and when morning arrived, Frank suddenly sensed something was amiss. He had fallen for his employer, which rendered him unable to safeguard Rachel. What a day that turned out to be, ending in a huge explosion. The next day, Rachel was nominated for Best Actress. Aliens performed in Miami, and Frank still lived it up. Rachel gave him a love-hate glare, saying softly as Frank looked around offstage. Only by setting aside feelings can I protect you. Frank met ex-colleague Bowman at dinner. Bowman came early as the celebrity might attend. The evening's focus was still Rachel, eyeing Frank. He's watching, Frank. You can't return to Korea yet. Pricing's off. How could that even be a price? After this circus of a party, sure, Bowman decided to peek. The star of the dinner remains Rachel. She saw a man talking to Frank, walked over, and found Bowman was also a bodyguard. He pulled Bowman aside for a drink. Clearly he'd ditched Frank, his bodyguard. Then a lady appeared. I've watched you all evening. Why not go back, really back? We're not heading home. Let's keep this visual going. Such a suave rejection style. Rachel almost got lost in the act. Rachel didn't spot Frank. She knew she'd got him back, but guess what? She felt all the feels, just fallen for Frank. During breakfast, Rachel deliberately chose to sit close to Frank, and upon arriving at Rachel's suite, Frank observed. Rachel was MIA. Frank dialed up the search party, just as Rachel waltzed back in from shopping with Tony. Frank must have made her mad, 'cause she was all about her own happiness. Only Bill mediated. Frank left angrily, did routine checks, and Rutch I came to inspect. But wait, they spotted an outsider puffing away. The fat guy had a couple of choice words. Frank decked him in a mood swing, but can we really blame him? The chubby dude was just all talk. The fat man's wife blocked Frank, who just came to pick her up. Due to Rachel, had lost some judgment. Rachel got a call, thinking it was her son, but it turned out to be another threatening call. Meanwhile, Frank decided to quit. Duty ends in LA. New God coming. Bill told him. Rachel received another threat. But Frank was set on his plan and stepped outside to gaze at the ocean. Wanting peace, guess who shows up? His boss, Rachel, looking all shaken after a threatening call. Rachel bared her soul, begging Frank to keep her safe. Protect his son. Frank admitted he can't protect her now. Surprise, he loves Rachel. Within a misgaining advantage, Rachel followed his lead. Frank sensed danger approaching. He said to take Rachel away, meaning cancel the concert. Surprisingly, she agreed. Frank packed Rachel, his son, sister, and driver, and headed to his old home, buried under snow. Had let former colleagues find the culprit, then reinstate Rachel. She chatted happily with Frank's dad here. Watching Frank play with his son, the old father didn't know Rachel and apologized for years of seclusion. But he figured Rachel must be someone special since his son was protecting her. Dinner was a hit. Everyone was, as the old man told Frank's childhood tales. Bedtime arrived. Frank escorted Rachel to her room, then all went quiet. Sister Nidji found Frank slowly moving in for a chat, but Frank was like, not today. Nidji got heartbroken. Two sisters vying for Frank's affections. Why did he only want one? The next day, he and Dad were on patrol. Suddenly spotted some suspicious footprints, then from a distance, saw more were they Frank's and his dad. Frogger started the boat. Frank sensed danger. He ran as the kids slid off. Subtitles. Frank directly jumped out, grabbed FR. Gon pulled him into the water. Then they both swam towards the shore just at that moment. The hitman after Rachel has arrived. Hack up and leave now. Dad found phone lines cut. Both cars wouldn't start, so no night driving. Forced to wait till morning, Frank sat in the living room after dark, gun ready. Suddenly, he saw Nidji crying alone with a drink, and approached. Nidji admitted hiring the killer, but didn't want to harm FR. The plot to assassinate Rachel was the price. His own sister. Frank asked who was hired, but Nidji didn't know. Payments added up gradually. It all fit, but the threats weren't his. The letters exposed Nidji's true feelings. She hated her sister. The letter drove her to hire an assassin, but she didn't want to hurt the child. Therefore, God nearly died. Niji hoped Frank could stop the assassin. Frank held no grudge. He stood and left. Suddenly, Frank heard a strange noise, jumped up, and raced to Rachel's room. Meanwhile, downstairs, Niji got shot. Frank jumped out the window, finally seeing the hitman racing into the woods. In the dark night, it's hard to see on this sounds locate. Frank closed his eyes, listening carefully. The opposition, a pro-hitman. Unfortunately, they slipped away. In the morning, Frank received a call from the letter writer, Rachel's phonetic fan. His closet was filled with her posters and items, all in his Forkser. The same car was seen outside the mansion. Frank realized threats and the killer are separate. Rachel's agent, Niji, died. News spread quickly. Rachel, an upcoming Oscar nominee, was devastated. A funeral was held for Niji as Rachel wept alone in her room, drinking.